Okay guys, so today's video is obviously going to be about brows, hence why I have my whole base on, but I do not have my brows done. I decided to record this as kind of like a talk through video so that I can explain it a little bit better as I go along. That way it's easier for you guys to follow along, or at least I hope it will be easier. As my disclaimer, I need to change the batteries to my smoke alarms, so I'm sorry about the beeping. I'll get that under control one of these days. And to do my brows, I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow in Chocolate. So starting off, you just want to comb the hairs kind of in an upward motion in the front. I don't know, I got hair in my brush or some shit. So like this, and then towards the end, you want to kind of lay the hairs down. So hopefully this is close enough for you guys to see. But going in, and also when you're doing this, you want to have a groomed brow because it's easier. I don't start at the front. If you see what I'm doing, I'm in the middle, kind of working my way to the end first, and I'm making a map of how I want my brow to be. So I'm very lightly doing that. I got a little bit more product than I wanted, but that's okay. And then we're going to go over to the top and do the same thing. And as you get to the end, as you can see, I'm kind of connecting the two lines so that it comes to a point. And then we want to start filling it in. And I find it easier to work from the end of your brow and then focus on the front. That way we could waste some of the product in the process because you don't want it to be so dark in the front. So you can see the shape coming in as we work along, and then towards the front, with an even lighter hand, I'm outlining the front of my brow. I kind of go past a little bit where my brow starts here, just because I want to bring them in a little closer together. Okay, and then I start going kind of lightly upward. So you'll start to see the brow get lighter and lighter as we go along. Okay, and then when you get to the front of the brow, you want to take your brush and start flicking in an upward motion. Hopefully you guys can see this. Doing this will give you that gradient effect, and also it makes the brow appear more hair-like as opposed to a brow that we've just filled in. That ain't cute. So once I finish doing that, I just like to go through and comb it out a little bit. And there we have our brow. Now, if it's a little darker than you'd like, you can just go through like I'm doing right now and brush some of the product through. I like to do this regardless because it also makes it look a little more hair-like instead of kind of like we pasted it on. Okay, so now we have our brow on. So here I have some of the concealer. I use FAWN, which is kind of close to my skin tone. And I take my flat synthetic brush and I kind of dip it like this. So continually working our way to the front. You want to continue. To clean up the brow. And this is why I do voiceovers, because my 2-year-old is crazy. He just blows everything. So if you hear all this noise, possibly glass breaking, who knows, it's him. It's fine. Okay, so working your way towards the front, keep outlining your brow. And also with the product that you have left over, you want to drag it down towards your eyelid. Picking up a little more product. See, he's out of control. So when we do the top, I like to have my brush straight up like this. Some people go like that. I find I can get more sharp if I have the brush standing up. So I go like this, and I start off at the front of my brow, and I start to trace out the brow. So right along the top, you want to kind of go downward and taper off the end of your brow so it has that sharp point. Kind of like that. And then we're going to touch up the front a little bit because I ain't feeling this. So we're going to go out further a little bit just to clean that up. And you can see why it's so much easier to use a concealer that's closer to your skin tone, because you have less work when it comes to blending. Like when you use that bright concealer or something that's, you know, a few shades off from your natural color, you're going to be working with a lighter product and you have to constantly work to blend it. So, I mean, if you do that, I recommend you only do it to the bottom and at least go in the top with something closer to your skin tone. But I just prefer to do it all around because it's so much easier, especially when it comes to blending. For me, typically, I do my eyebrows first, but for the sake of the tutorial, of course, I'm doing them after my makeup's on, so it feels a little awkward for me, but, you know, to each his own. Once you get in a routine and you start doing your makeup, you're going to find out what works best for you. So I still want to continue cleaning it up. You just go along and you go with whatever you like for your eyebrow. For me, this is a little bit thick, so I'm just going in and I'm taking a little bit more product off to make it a little thinner. And then I'm taking the leftover product and pulling it upward towards my forehead. And I'm just pressing on it with my finger to warm it up and blend it into the skin. I'm going to hit up the tail a little bit because it's still a little thick for me. We'll do it just like that. Okay? So this is one brow done, as you can see. This, I would say, is like an Instagram brow. I do not wear these brows all the time. Like, I have 10 different brow looks. Like, if I'm going for a more natural look and I don't wear foundation and I'm doing that, like, no makeup look, I go a lot lighter. But we trying to be fleeky today. So this brow's done. And now I'll show you the same thing on the other side. I'm going to speed it up a little bit just so you guys can watch because I just did a talk through on this side. So for this side, we're just going to do the same thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how to get your brows on fleek, honey. If you want to see something else, like a simple makeup look, like even this makeup look, which is like my everyday face, comment below and let me know, and I can get a video up for that as well. I hope you guys learned something, some little tips and tricks. Saying that every time I stumble, like tips and tricks. Okay, and take it away. And also, just keep practicing. Brows are not simple. Brows actually take me the longest out of everything that I do in my makeup. So don't be discouraged if it does take you a while to get them on point. What matters is that they actually are on point. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.